most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
All organic, all grown in my garden. So aquaponic. So yeah, these are dried, but yeah, this is what you get when you go all organic. It's a huge variety. Even the grapes are all watered. You've seen my watering system. I'll get into it here. Alright guys, back again. The aquaponics pond. It's just this little, maybe, I don't know, 150 gallon pond. It's about 3 foot deep in the middle. And it's got a little shelf there on the side, another little shelf in the back, and then a shelf right there. Call this Alligator Island, where there's just some matting of roots from these cattails that grow every year, and I had to remove them from they'll take over the entire bottom throughout the year, especially if you leave them for a couple years. But I clear them out from under the aquarium mostly. This is an aquarium, so it's upside down, and you just stick a shot vac up and in and suck the air out, pulls the water level all the way up to the top, and there's fish swimming around in there. I don't know if you can see them or not. I don't know if the camera with the light, let's see if I turn the light off, if you can see them. Oh, they're all kind of hiding right now, but there are a lot of fish. And I'll just sit here and watch them, because I got a backlight back there, and the fish, you know, there's bluegills, goldfish, and some they're feeder fish from like a bait shop, and so I believe that they're perch and some other kind of fish, and there's 2 different generations in there, and it appears they've had babies, and so yeah, and then there's like 4 bluegills, 3 goldfish, and then about, I'm guessing in somewhere around 30 of the feeder fish still. I put a total of 50 in, and then there's I've been seeing some babies too, which is really strange, because they're so little you wouldn't think they would be able to have babies, but here they are, they exist. So anyway, let's get back to how this works and what it does. So this aquaponics pond, or as they all do, it provides nutrients for my garden. Now you can't see it because it's nighttime and the light on, but my little garden and my solar panel back there, you probably can't even see it, so you wouldn't know about it unless you've seen my other videos. It's not really important here. Let's just get into how this works. So there's a light back here in the back end of the pond there. It's like an MP or a light bulb speaker. It connects to your Bluetooth, and I've connected it to my Bluetooth and played music out here many times. And it still works for some miracle. It's not really, it's just in a metal fixture. It kind of keeps the water off it, but it's got slots. But I'm not really worried about it because it's really low voltage, and I'm only supplying this off of an inverter from my, well, I'll bring you over here, maybe we can see. I'm gonna turn the solar panel, and then got the garden, got some of my my log things, and I'll get into those in a little while. I'll grow plants out of them. I got some more here, but those are from my invention that I'm making more videos and I'll talk about later. They're awesome planters that I make. But let's get back to the aquaponics. So the light, it provides, it attracts bugs. So all night long you get mosquitoes and whatever other bugs, it's going to draw them in. And then the bluegills and the other fish can jump up and get them. Or, as you can see that trickle down there, and then the trickle down here, it's all from one pump. It tees off down in there. I got an air bubbler in the garage, and it runs up. There's a hose that runs under the yard. But yeah, that pump is in a bucket full of it's just gross stones surrounding the pump, and those act as almost like a biofilter because they're porous clay, expanded clay rocks, and the water. So it's filtered that way. And then these things I've installed, so the water, some of it is split and it goes into here. I just cleaned this out. As you can see, there's I think that's like about a 50 micron filter. So not super filtration, but pretty good. And it's stainless steel, so it doesn't rust. I got a rock on there, and then I used this household hot glue to make almost like a rubber gasket there on the bottom, and it seals. And then there's a hole in the bottom, and I have a quarter mostly filling the hole, so there's just a little slot for water to. It travels out, and then this is like 1/4 inch deep water. Kind of water cools the whole thing because there's a flow of water. Now it kind of it's tilted a little bit towards that side, so it all kind of goes off the back. And bugs land here and they get killed, and so they get pulled into the water system. They're also attracted. I always see bees and wasps drinking out of that. This, when the sediment starts to come, and it will fill up, and it's cool because over about a week's time the level will get higher and higher, and then it's doing a filtration job. And then once it starts coming over the edge, sometimes I leave it, sometimes I'll clean it out just a little bit to lower the level. But the birds like to sit on the edge of that, drink, sit on the edge of that, and then let's come over to this. It's just a brass cup. You can see the water level. It's right up to there. Kind of flows up and around and down, but also a lot is leaking right past the bottom there. It was kind of hard to get that to flow because you see how much water is flowing, or how much is coming off of there. Not very much. It's a lot of it's coming right from the base and flowing out. So anyway, that provides a certain amount of filtration and aeration. And the aeration there's a lot of aeration there and aeration there. And then I've got the little Dutch guy. There's no circulation there. That's just standing water, but I constantly change it. And back to Alligator Island, that's a spot where fish can have babies, hang out, hide underneath there. They got a little area for bugs to become in the mix. And yeah, you got natural plants. The plants break down the fish poo in the water and make it bioavailable to plants' roots. That's how this works. It's basically converting ammonia and nitrogen in the fish poo to usable fertilizer with micronutrients and whatnots from the bugs. And there is a lot of bird poop too. The constant bird. If you actually look up here, I have power washed this many times, but you see the white? That is all bird poop, because like today, I wish I would have videoed it, but there were probably in a 10-minute period, I saw over 100 birds, and they just they're all hanging around in the backyard here. It's just a little backyard, and all kind of landing on that fence and in my garden on the neighbor's roof, my roof. But they're all congregating to this pond. It brings in such a variety of birds and wildlife. It's incredible. But yeah, there's frogs. There's no turtles or anything. I could incorporate that, but all there are some frogs in here. And eventually I think there are snails too. Saw a couple over the years, but they were just little tiny ones. So it's kind of not a crazy biodiverse environment, but it's enough to. I only have to clean that glass about once a week with I got one of those magnet cleaners on the back there, and I just kind of take 5 minutes. And then I also have to suck the air out that accumulates. If you look, there's just a few air bubbles, but this side is higher, so an air bubble forms on this side. kind of works its way across throughout a week, and then after a week the bubble is all the way across. It's only a quarter inch, not even a quarter inch thick, but I still stick a shot back half of a second and that air's gone and it's full of water again. And fish just love it. They're always coming up and into there. Kind of get a glimpse of the bigger ones once in a while, the bluegills. And yeah, so that's just what I wanted to show you, how I grow that produce I was showing. It really really does the job for growing a lot of stuff. I don't know if you're into gardening, but this is all grown. My little backyard garden, just tiny. They're talking maybe 150 square foot, and yeah, I've got like 4 varieties of grapes back there on my back fence. Pretty good. I don't know, it's 50 pounds or so on the vine this year. Last year was about 40. Then you got all these varieties of tomatoes like Roma. There's different kinds of cherry tomatoes. And this is in a representation of all of them. There's these yellow ones, like little pears. They're super sweet. Yeah, so there's quite a few of those, and I've got a lot of herbs. Thyme and basil here. Those are fresh and then dried cayenne. But getting down to business, this is all organic, like for real. I don't use any kind of fertilizer from the store. I just use the aquarium pond, aquaponics garden. I don't know what you would call it.